My wife's friends ditched me 280 miles from home to teach me a lesson. They thought I'd beg to be rescued, but I ended up building a whole new life without them and now they're furious. I'm happier than I've ever been. My wife Sarah's friends never liked me. They thought I was boring because I worked from home and didn't go out partying with them every weekend. But Sarah loved them, so I tried to get along. Last summer, they planned this big camping trip to the mountains. Sarah couldn't go because of work, but her friends Amanda and Jess insisted I should still come. Said it would be a good bonding experience. I should have known something was up. We drove 4 hours to this remote campsite. No cell service, no other people around, just trees and a lake. The first night was fine. We made hot dogs, told stories around the fire, normal camping stuff. But the second morning I woke up and their car was gone. Just completely gone. All their camping gear, their bags, everything. They left me with my tent, a half-empty cooler, and my phone that had zero signal. There was a note taped to my tent that said, "Maybe this will teach you to be less clingy. Figure it out yourself for once. We'll tell Sarah you decided to stay an extra week." I stood there reading that note like 5 times, not believing what just happened. They really drove off and left me in the middle of nowhere because they thought I was too dependent on Sarah. I tried walking to find cell service, but after an hour I was still getting nothing. The nearest town, according to the park map, was like 15 miles away. I could have panicked, could have tried hiking out that same day, but something in me just snapped. These women thought I couldn't handle myself, thought I'd come crawling back, begging for help, so I decided to stay. I had enough food for maybe 3 days if I stretched it. The campsite had a water pump that worked. I knew basic survival stuff from watching videos. On day 3, this older guy named Frank showed up with his RV. He was traveling alone, photographer doing a project on national parks. We got to talking and he offered me some supplies, told me about this small town 20 miles north that was hiring for their fall festival. Said they needed event coordinators and I mentioned I used to do marketing before going remote. Frank drove me to town that afternoon. I met the festival organizers, showed them some of my old work on Frank's laptop, and they hired me on the spot. Paid decent money, plus they had a room above the community center I could stay in. I called Sarah from the town library, told her everything. She was furious at Amanda and Jess, but I asked her not to say anything yet. I wanted to see where this went. The festival job turned into more opportunities. The mayor needed help with the town's social media. Local businesses wanted marketing advice. Within 2 weeks, I had more freelance clients than I knew what to do with. People in this town actually appreciated my work. I wasn't the boring guy who stayed home. I was the marketing expert who helped their businesses grow. I started hiking every morning, made friends with the folks at the diner, even joined a weekly poker game at Frank's RV park. A month passed. Then 2. Sarah came to visit and couldn't believe the change. I'd lost weight from all the hiking, had actual friends who invited me to things, was making more money than before because my rates were higher and I had steady clients. She asked if I wanted to come home. I told her I wasn't sure yet. 3 months after Amanda and Jess ditched me, they finally reached out, sent me this long message about how it was just a joke that went too far, how they felt bad and wanted to apologize in person. But here's the thing. I saw their real message in a screenshot Sarah sent me. They were texting her saying, "Why is he still there? Is he trying to make us look bad? Tell him to stop being dramatic and come home." They weren't sorry. They were embarrassed that their plan to humiliate me had backfired, that I'd actually built something better without them. Sarah ended up moving to the town with me 4 months later. She got a remote position with her company and said she'd never seen me this confident. We got a little house near the lake. I kept all my clients and even hired an assistant. Last week, Amanda and Jess came to visit. They wanted to see what the big deal was. Spent the whole weekend making comments about how small town life must be boring, how I'd probably get tired of it soon. But I saw them watching me at the diner when everyone kept stopping by our table to say hi. Saw their faces when the mayor invited us to a barbecue. When Frank showed up with concert tickets he'd gotten for the 4 of us. They left early, said they had to get back to the city. Before they drove off, Amanda pulled Sarah aside. I heard her say, "You know he's going to want to move back eventually, right? This is just a phase." Sarah looked at me, then back at Amanda. She said, "He's happier here than he ever was dealing with people who didn't value him. We both are." They haven't texted since.